Welcome back to Stoic Albums, the place where silent strength becomes a way of life. Today, we are diving into something powerful, the Sigma morning rituals that build unstoppable inner strength, the kind of strength that doesn't shout. It simply exists. If you're ready to elevate your mindset, your discipline, and your identity, let's begin. Point number 1. Waking up before your doubts. The first morning ritual of a Sigma personality is simple but extremely powerful. Waking up before your doubts do. For most people, the day begins with noise, stress, and a rush. But for a Sigma, the day begins in silence, long before the world wakes up. This early morning time is not just a habit, it is a mindset. It is a message to yourself that you are in control, not your mood, not your phone, and not your excuses. When a Sigma wakes up early, they create a space where everything feels calm and clear. There is no pressure, no conversations, and no responsibilities demanding their attention. This is a special hour where they can connect with themselves without any interruption. It builds a quiet kind of confidence, the kind that grows from not being controlled by the world. Waking up early also gives the Sigma a head start mentally. When the world is still sleeping, a Sigma is already preparing their mind. There is something powerful about knowing you are awake while everyone else is asleep. It feels like you have taken control of time itself. This feeling slowly builds inner strength because discipline becomes part of your identity. Sigmas also avoid grabbing their phone first thing in the morning. They know that the moment you start scrolling, you lose control of your focus. So instead of reacting to the world, they start by leading their own thoughts. They breathe, they reflect, or they simply sit in silence. This early ritual builds a habit of self-discipline, self-awareness, and emotional clarity. It trains the Sigma mind to stay steady, even when life gets loud later in the day. It becomes the foundation for every other powerful habit that comes after. This is why a Sigma wakes up not just early, but purposefully, to own the day before the day owns them. Point number 2. The silent mental reset. The second Sigma morning ritual is something very few people understand. The silent mental reset. While most people wake up and immediately fill their mind with noise, messages, notifications, music, or conversations, the Sigma does the complete opposite. They start their morning with silence. This silence is not empty or boring. It is a powerful tool that helps them take control of their emotions, their thoughts, and their energy before the world can affect them. In this quiet moment, the Sigma sits alone, breathes slowly, and lets the mind settle. There are no apps, no guided meditation, and no tools. Just the Sigma and their thoughts. This is where their real strength is built. Silence helps the Sigma understand what is happening inside them. They can feel their stress, notice their emotions, and calm down their mind. This practice makes them emotionally stronger than others because they learn to control their reactions. When something stressful happens later in the day, they don't get angry quickly, they don't panic, and they don't get confused. This is because their morning silence trained them to stay calm. The silent mental reset also clears away yesterday's noise. Whatever happened, good or bad, gets washed away. The Sigma begins the day with a fresh mind, empty of negativity and ready to focus on what truly matters. This ritual is simple, but it builds deep strength. When a person can sit alone with their thoughts without running away, it means they have mastered themselves. And self-mastery is one of the core qualities of a Sigma. Starting the day with silence gives the Sigma a strong inner shield. It keeps them grounded, steady, and emotionally sharp, no matter what challenges come. This silent moment is not weakness, it is mental power in its purest form. Point number 3. Cold start, hot mind. The third Sigma morning ritual is something most people avoid, but Sigmas use it to build true mental strength. It is the cold start. This could be a cold shower, a splash of cold water on the face, or even a few minutes of cold exposure. It doesn't matter how small the action is, what matters is the mindset behind it. A Sigma understands one powerful truth. Discomfort builds discipline, and discipline builds inner strength. When a Sigma steps into cold water early in the morning, they are training their mind to stay strong under pressure. Cold water shocks the body, wakes up the nerves, and forces the mind to focus. But instead of running away from the discomfort, A Sigma breathes through it calmly. This simple act teaches them how to stay in control even when the situation is tough. The cold start also helps the Sigma sharpen their mind. The moment the cold water touches the skin, the mind becomes awake, alert, and energetic. The Sigma feels refreshed, focused, and ready to take on challenges. This is why many highly disciplined people use cold exposure. It creates a natural mental switch from slow and lazy to sharp and unstoppable. Another important benefit is confidence. When you begin your day by doing something uncomfortable, everything else in the day feels easier. A Sigma often thinks, if I can handle this, I can handle anything today. This small victory builds a powerful inner belief. The cold ritual is not about the water. It is about choosing strength over comfort. It is about teaching your mind that you are in control, not your fears. This morning ritual becomes a daily reminder that growth lives outside comfort, and Sigmas willingly walk toward it every single day. Point number 4. Non-negotiable body activation. The fourth Sigma morning ritual is something every strong mind needs. Activating the body, even if only for a few minutes. Sigmas understand that the mind and body are deeply connected. When the body wakes up with energy, the mind becomes sharper, calmer, and more focused. This ritual is not about becoming a gym expert or doing long workouts. Sigmas prefer simple, effective movements that wake up the muscles and improve blood flow. Could be stretching, push-ups, squats, a short walk, or even a few minutes of mindful breathing combined with movement. The goal is not perfection, the goal is consistency. When a Sigma makes physical activation a non-negotiable part of their morning, it becomes a daily promise to themselves. A promise that no matter how busy, tired, or stressed they are, they will still take care of their strength. This small daily habit slowly builds discipline, confidence, and self-respect. Physical activation also helps clear mental fog. Many people wake up feeling slow or lazy, but Sigmas use movement to kickstart their day. Once the blood starts flowing, the brain becomes alert, ideas become clearer, and the emotional state becomes more stable. Another reason Sigmas rely on this ritual is resilience. When you train your body regularly, even for just a few minutes, you build the ability to handle stress better. A stronger body supports a stronger mind. It becomes harder for small problems to break your peace. Sigmas are also very private about this ritual. They don't post it online, they don't record it for attention, and they don't brag. They do it for themselves, not for validation. This is the kind of habit that silently transforms a person. It strengthens discipline, builds momentum, and sets the tone for a powerful day. Point number 5. The private journal of a lone wolf. The fifth Sigma morning ritual is deeply personal and extremely powerful. The private journal. While most people rush into their day without thinking, a Sigma takes a quiet moment to write. Not for decoration, not for social media, and not to impress anyone. They write to understand themselves. This simple morning habit helps them control their thoughts, focus their goals, and strengthen their identity. A Sigma's journal is not filled with long stories. It is direct, honest, and clear. They usually answer 3 simple questions. 1. What must I accomplish today? This gives them direction. They choose 1 or 2 important tasks instead of drowning in a long to-do list. 2. What must I avoid today? This protects their time and energy. Sigmas know that removing distractions is just as important as setting goals. 3. Who must I become today? This is the most important question. It reminds them to act like the person they are trying to be. Strong, focused, calm, and disciplined. Writing these answers every morning trains the Sigma mind to stay intentional. They begin the day with clarity instead of confusion. They know exactly what matters and what doesn't. This inner clarity becomes a powerful shield against distractions, negativity, and emotional stress. The journal also helps the Sigma process their feelings. Writing gives them a safe space to understand their thoughts without judgment from others. This emotional honesty builds inner strength because a person who knows themselves cannot be easily shaken by outside opinions. Over time, this ritual becomes a map of personal growth. Every page shows progress, lessons, and patterns. It becomes proof of how far they've come. For a Sigma, Journaling is not a task. It is a quiet conversation with their strongest self. Point number 6. The one thing rule. The sixth Sigma morning ritual is something that completely changes the way they move through the day. It is called the one thing rule. While most people start their morning overwhelmed with tasks, messages, responsibilities, and stress, a Sigma keeps things simple and clear. They choose one main task that matters the most and make it their top priority. This doesn't mean they only do one thing all day. It means they pick the one action that will create the biggest positive effect. This habit removes confusion and builds focus. Instead of trying to do everything at once, the Sigma directs all their mental energy toward that one important target. They ask themselves a simple question every morning. What is the one thing that, if I complete it today, will bring real progress? This question helps them remove the noise and see what truly matters. It might be finishing a project, solving a problem, making an important decision, or improving a skill. Whatever it is, the Sigma commits to it fully. The power of this ritual is not just productivity, it is discipline. When you focus on one priority, you train your mind to stay steady and not jump from one task to another. Most people get lost in multitasking, but Sigmas understand that real strength comes from clarity. The one thing rule also reduces stress. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, the Sigma starts the day with control and purpose. Completing this one important task creates momentum. It makes the Sigma feel proud, confident, and in charge of their day. This simple ritual builds a powerful mindset. Do less, but do it better. It turns ordinary mornings into productive mornings and transforms the Sigma into someone who moves with direction instead of distraction. And that is the Sigma morning routine that builds unstoppable inner strength. No noise, no validación. No competition, just discipline, clarity, and a quiet fire inside. If you want more Sigma, Stoic, and mindset content, subscribe to Stoic Albums, where the silent ones become stronger every day. Thanks for watching. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and as always, stay Sigma.